Hello everybody, I'm Golden Dragon Man X, and today we are in our spaceship in Sky Factory 3, or our chicken arc I should say, since we gave it a name in the last episode. And today you may notice a couple of strange differences. The first difference is this setup is now looking a little bit different than it did last time. But that's not because I've decided to rearrange our setup for no apparent reason. That is because we have lowered the bridge, and I've missed a block here. I have had to lower the entire bridge down, and it took a lot of time. But it looks a whole lot better now. I also made the feet come out like a bit back more, so it looks a bit more attached to the ship and not like it's going to spring off somewhere. Actually, now it looks like it's got feet and it's going to take off running. But that's okay, because it actually looks a lot better. I've also switched around this, I believe. I don't know how I exactly had the ends of these before, but I kind of like it how it is right now. Inside is almost exactly the same. I tried to get exactly the same as before. This I changed a little bit because I don't actually know why. I just did. Things were like looping around and stuff, so I decided I'm going to do it like this. And yeah, so now we don't have like a pipe coming out the back. It's now over here and stuff. But today, what we are going to be doing, or one of our main priorities, is building an extreme reactor, or a big reactor. I don't know if the extreme reactors are something different. I haven't been able to find out why the mod is now called extreme reactors. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start by building a reactor, and to build a reactor, we're going to need, reactor casing. And so we need to go find a place to put our reactor, for one thing, which I think I might put it back here, depending on if we have enough room. No, that's 4. Not more than that. Oh, there's a person here. No, you go away, please. Please go away. I don't know. He has a slab. He must have been somebody who picked up a slab and, didn't despawn because they had a slab. Alright, throw that away. Okay, so we need to find a place to put our reactor. We could put it up here. Like, here. I think I'm going to start with just a 5x5 reactor. But I'm going to build our frame for our reactor. Just find the area where I want to put it, and I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I figured out where I want everything to go. We're going to need, where is it? I'm going to need 36 more of these. Let's see if we have enough stuff. Nope, we're missing 39 iron. Are we like, is that how much we need, or is that, I don't know. I'm going to get some iron. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. We have more iron to load into the system so that we actually can do the stuff we need. We're going to need 36 of this stuff. So hopefully oh great, it's gonna have to cook it up. Alright, well we'll have to wait a second for that. And then we'll be able to finish up our frame of our reactor, which is gonna be here. It's gonna peek out the top of the ship, because I think it'll look kinda cool to have sort of technology peeking out the top and bottom of the ships, or not the ships, the plural, just the singular ship, because I think it would look cool to have, it's a bit plain. So I think it needs some stuff, some technology and stuff perking out of it. I don't know. Perking? No. Peeking? I don't know. However you want to say it, we need stuff on the ship to make it look cool. I might even build stuff on here, like turrets and things, to make it look more spaceship-like instead of just a giant floating hunk of steel. And for some reason I can't choose the right words today. So we are going to finish cooking this up, which is going to take a second. And then it's going... Don't tell me I pressed cancel all. Okay, good. And then it's going to craft us all the stuff we need to continue. Has it started? Yep, no, it hasn't started yet. And then it's going to craft us all the stuff we need to continue on. And I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back. We have our reactor casing now. It finished cooking up. It took it quite a while, but it's now done. In fact, I probably should go back and tell it to start making more, because we're going to need more. I'll just tell it to make 15 for now. Nope, it's missing all sorts of stuff. Okay, just make, sure, a ton of graphite. Why not? That'll be useful. Alright, so we need to take the reactor casing, and how much of it do we have put down? I haven't put this one down here. So we're going to need to create a frame. We're going to do a 5x5 reactor, which we might move on to a bigger reactor later. But for now, this will probably serve its purpose. We're probably going to do all sorts of different sorts of energy sources. I'm not going to go... wait, what? I don't know what it's talking... Oh, I must be shift-clicking because I'm trying to fly. So we need to, we're probably going to do all sorts of different ways of acquiring energy, and I seem to have miscalculated the amount of reactor casing I would need. That's strange. I did my maths wrong. Oh well. We have 4 left over, and we need to put this back in here. There we go. And we need, let me think, we need more glass to put on the outside, but we also need other things we need to go to at Extreme. But yeah, this probably won't be the only source of energy we use. There's all sorts of different mods and different achievements that require us to that use all sorts of different ways of generating energy. So we're going to probably create lots of different kinds. Okay? Just reading all the stuff. Reactor controller. That's, okay, makes sense. We need not a redstone. Oh, yeah, so, okay, this is the right one. Okay, redstone flux power tap. Reactor Tesla power trap. I don't know what that is. Must be some sort of other form of energy. Reactor control rod. That's something we're going to need. It looks slightly different. I didn't remember the texture looking like that. A lot of these things looks like slightly different. It's very confusing. And like how the crafting recipes for these uses this, which is strange. Makes it a whole lot more expensive than it needs to be. So we need to get some of these things going. We need these and this and all sorts of stuff. I probably should just get those things set up, ready to craft. And I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back, and I believe this is everything we need. I accidentally created some fuel rods without showing it on camera. But now we have a control rod. We have a reactor controller. We have a redstone flux power tap. And we have 2 coolant access ports. Or not coolant access ports, I think they're just normal access ports, yeah. Alright, we also have a bunch of glass here. And we have our reactor to go work on. So, first thing we're going to do is we are going to put a layer of... Ooh, I'm going to have to use glass. I hope you're allowed to use glass. I've never used glass for the floor before. I assume you're allowed to use it, though. I'm going to build... Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to build that up there, which is the fuel rods. And then we top it with this rod controller. Or a control rod, which basically lets us use the fuel rod. Then we need a... I really hope that it lets us do this way, because it might not. We need to grab our glass stuff. And I'm just going to put this across here. And then put our controller here. And our coolant ports on either side. And then switch one of these to the other type of port, which is it's a port that spits things out instead of takes things in. Then we're going to put more reactor glass. No, I've messed up. We need to put more reactor glass around the other sides, which I should have enough for all of this. Let me make sure I seal it all off. We're not gonna be putting the stuff in here, the coolant in here yet. Because I got some ideas of what we're gonna do with that. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. And don't tell me I am short a single thing, which means I actually need to go get more gold, because I tried to make more because I thought I might have too few. I tried to just make one more set of 4, because that's what you gotta make them in. And it said I was out of gold, so I need to grab more gold, which we have none of. That's just dandy. Now I'm getting lag. So I need to get gold apparently now, which is great. That's not what I was expecting to have to do. Is that really what I need to do? Is get gold? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna get some gold, and I'll be back in a second. All right, there we go. There's some more gold. I had tons of gold. I just needed to make more. So technically we only need 2. It's gonna make it in a group of 4 though, which is it only did make 2 actually. That's cool because it did also make it made these. So that's a thing. We're gonna grab these and bring these over here. And then do I need to, like, last time I shift right clicked it. Only reactor casings can be used here. Okay. Let's see if we only need one of those to fix that, because I know what it means. It's basically because I believe the control rod should not be the way it is right now. It's on top of... No, I went the wrong way. I need to go in this way. It's on top of glass instead of on top of just a normal base. So I'm going to come down here to the bottom of the fuel rod and just replace that block. Let me grab that, please. There we go. And then we'll replace it with that. Oh, now it worked. All right. So, I mean, it looks a bit weird compared to what I usually do, but that's okay. We're going to come back up here. We now have our reactor going. And if we put in yellorium, which I'll just put all my yellorium in there, because why not? It's going to fill our fuel rod and start generating... Wait, where is it? No, it's not generating something. I've forgotten something. Oh, I need to turn it on. All right, now it is going to generate how much RF per tick? We are generating... Come on. How much? It's got to warm up. It's got a large energy buffer, too. We're generating a little over 500, almost 600 RF per tick, which is really nice. We can use that for all sorts of nifty things. It's just bopping up and down and stuff. Okay, so we're actually going to turn this off, because I don't want it using up all of our Yellorium, generating power for nothing. But now we have that as something we can hook things up to. Once we get putting things down here, we can run our power from this into... Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to put one of these on. Oops. I need to put our power access port on the reactor. And I'm gonna just put it... Ooh, where should I put it? I'll put it here for now, because we can. And I'll put it there. There we go. All right. And now that's a way for us to access the RF that the reactor generates. So that's cool. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do next. I'm going to put this back in here. And then I probably should chisel these back into their original form. So I'm going to look around and see what the next thing we need to do is, and I'll be back in just a second. Alright, something I have definitely overlooked in the construction of our reactor is cooling. We don't really have we have no cooling method. I completely forgot to cool our reactor. So what we're going to use is we're going to start up by using water. Oh my goodness, there's some serious lag going on. From what I can see, there doesn't look like there's, oh my gosh, there's so much lag. It doesn't look like there is much else to cool the reactor with other than water. I mean, there's a couple other resources, but not as many as I'm used to seeing for cooling reactors. So we're going to just use water for now. But, oh my gosh, there's so much lag. We're just going to use water for now to cool our reactor. And, oh my goodness. I read something about cooling your reactor with diamond blocks in the achievement book. So I don't know if that's a thing. But oh my gosh, there is so much lag when placing this water. Water is so laggy. Things are getting laggier and laggier in this mod pack. I hope it's gonna be okay. Well, actually, I was just working with water over there, getting this water, and I didn't have any problem. So I don't know why there's water lag over here. I hope I didn't do something wrong in constructing this base. But I'm gonna finish filling this up. And I probably actually didn't need to do what I'm doing by filling it from the bottom, but I'll do it anyway. I'm going to finish filling this up. Actually, I would say I'm going to finish filling it up, and I'll be right back. But I've managed to talk through the entire duration of me lag-filled filling of things. I don't know. There is so much lag. It's so hard to even focus on what you're doing. All right, so now that we have... Whoa, no. You go away. I don't want you around here, please. You die. You die, please. Go away. Just no. You do not belong here. This is not where the passengers stay or whatever. I don't know. We need to start our reactor up and see what kind of RF we generate now. So now it's 4, 5. Now we're into 6, 7. Yeah, I definitely needed to cool the reactor. Looks like it might get to 800. Are we gonna get to 800 RF per tick? Maybe. No? Okay, good. We got to 800. So we're generating about 800 RF per tick. In fact, we're generating like almost exactly 800 RF per tick, which is quite impressive. And our core heat isn't as high as it could be. So we are getting more from our fuel. And we're getting more from our fuel. And just, yeah, it's just all around more efficient. We still aren't actually using any of this power. So I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to stick the capacitor bank over here, though, because I need to have something to charge with charge my jetpack with. So I need to reconfigure the sides of this. And yeah, that's an input, so it's going to draw energy in now. And we'll have power. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next thing we're doing, which I believe is getting our auto-crafting set up better. I've moved our auto-crafting system down here. I've got some ideas of what we're going to do with that. And I'll be back in a second. Oh my goodness, what on earth? We seem to have squids in our reactor. It's probably a good thing that it isn't on. But yes, we have squids in our reactor. They've decided this is where they would like to stay. And so I don't know what to do about that. It's kind of strange and unexpected. Over here, I'm working on setting up our refined storage system. It's a bit complicated. I'll explain it in just a second. I've got to finish crafting up the rest of the stuff I need to make it all work correctly. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, time for me to explain what I'm doing here. First of all, over here we have our basic system of our disk drive, our pattern grid, and our crafting monitor, which is not going to actually be here permanently, but I have it here as a placeholder. As with the controller, it's not going to be here permanently, but I have it here as a placeholder. Energy from our reactor is going to be run down here and stored in our basic capacitor bank. Well, it's basically energy is going to be shared between the basic capacitor bank, the reactor, and then all of the machines that I'm going to plug it into. So machines can either draw power from the reactor or the capacitor bank. I also have a Stirling generator here right now because I don't want to be running the reactor to only power a single alloy smelter and a small refined storage system. So I eventually will use the fuel or the control rod to lower the fuel rods in and do all sorts of fancy schmancy stuff to give us the right amount of power so that we can, be engineers and all that. But basically what's going on here is we've got a power conduit that's going to run down the center of this 3x3 configuration of blocks. The power conduit's going to run down the center. And then on either side are going to be machines that are going to be powered by the power conduit. Now, of course, if it's a refined storage machine, then it's going to be powered by the autocrafter on top. The autocrafters on top will be using the machines that they're connected to craft different things. Like, as you can see, I have an alloy smelter hooked up to an autocrafter. I also have our solderer now hooked up to I have a solderer now hooked up to our autocrafter, which doesn't have any recipes in it yet. So we can more easily create our advanced processors and stuff. So that'll be nice. I'm probably going to need to hook up a couple of these, though, because there are a couple of different things that need soldering. So we have our alloy smelter in this. We also have a exporters at the bottom, which I've just realized are not actually hooked up to the system. I need to route those, yeah, this will work for now. Sure, that's what I need. Those will route things back. Actually, it is hooked up into the system, because it's, well, does that count as being hooked into the system? Actually, let's find out if that counts as being, let's find out if that's what it is, because that would be useful information. So I'm just going to make, one graphite, and, no, I already have graphite. I need to make one more graphite. Okay, sure, 2 graphite, I don't care. Cook up the graphite, please. And then when you are done, is it going to just be exported? Okay, so it took it into the system? Yes, okay. So this, because it's here, it actually counts as that. I don't need to route it in. Okay, good. So that's all doing, it's all doing this, it's doing the same thing it did before, except now we have a solderer that we can hook up to our auto-crafting grid, and this is scalably expandable in this direction all the way to this wall over here. Well, until we run out of space, which will be, what, here? Is this where we run out of space? I think so. So we'll be able to expand all the way that way, and that's going to be cool. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some patterns set up. Let's see, we got 9 of these. Might as well just make 9 patterns. There we go. Nope, it's missing stuff. Never mind. Do I not have... Ooh, I don't have the sag mill set up. I need to set up a couple more machines. I'm going to get a couple more things set up with this crafting system, and I'll come back and show you what I've done. Alright, something else I'm going to hook up to this system is... I am going to hook up... Just a second, I need to get this ready. I'm going to hook up some external storage to a chest, which is going to be filled with cobblestone. Now, I could just run the cobblestone from the cobblestone generator straight into our storage system, but I don't want to do that because it's going to just pack our storage system full no matter how much storage we give it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a chest, and I'm going to tell it to insert into this chest and extract from here, and it'll fill our chest up with cobblestone, and then I'll put an external storage on, which I need to get up to a place where I can actually place it. I'll put our external storage on, and I believe it doesn't need any settings changed. Okay. And it will basically, instead of inserting our items into our system directly, we'll insert it into this chest so that if the chest gets full, it'll of course stop. And this will just basically say, it'll basically use this chest as storage for the system, instead of just sending the cobblestone directly into our actual system and clogging things up. So now, as you can see, we have cobblestone, and it's gonna go really crazy and, fill up a whole bunch. But our number here is not being affected because it's using storage from our chest, which means that now we can use cobblestone to make things like sand and gravel and stuff, which is what I'm going to use this for eventually once I get more auto-crafters and things set up, which I'm going to do in a second. I need to get back to that. I figured I'd show you the external storage thing because that's something I've never actually gotten to do, so I thought it'd be cool. So, yeah, I'm going to do some more work, and I'll be back in a second. Alright, we're back. But I've got all of these, what are they called? Processors and cores. I've got them all hooked into the solderer, so now, these last 2 actually are just crafting recipes, but I decided to put them in here because there was 2 extra spaces and it all fit all nicely. So, we got our solderer here, which is going to make us all of our, different processors and cores, which is very convenient. And then I've added a couple recipes in here. I added the machine casing and the crafters, because I want to eventually have crafters that are... I want crafters that craft things instead of use them in machines. They just craft them themselves. I want those in a separate place, where, you know, it'll be a lot simpler and we can actually use, you know, a single machine to its fullest potential and just have a crafter for what we need crafting for. So, for a crafter for things that need crafting and machines for machines, and not mixing in between except for times like this when it fits all nicely. But yeah, the problem is I'm short on redstone, and I've gone and I've bred my redstone chickens, but the redstone chickens take forever to grow up. Ow, got lag. The redstone chickens take forever to grow up, so we've got tons of baby redstone chickens. So we might need to find a better way to get redstone, but well, once they grow up, we'll see what our redstone rates are like. We still got squids all over in our reactor, which is strange. I've never seen that happen before. But yes, so our chickens aren't growing up, and so we're short on redstone. But we need redstone to continue, and because I don't have any, I'm sort of just sitting here doing nothing. And this episode is already taken forever to come out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the episode here. And it's probably going to be kind of a short episode. But there's not much I can do. I have no redstone. And I'm going to be sitting around for quite a while if I want to get it. So we'll probably just leave that for next time. And that is going to be all for this episode. I would like to thank you all for watching. And I will see you all next time.